Hey, welcome back to Campfire Stories. If you like to hear good stories, like and subscribe. Comment down below what kind of stories you like to hear. Anyways, let's get into it. So this story is from a Vietnam vet. So this Vietnam vet was only 17 at the time. And so in Vietnam, there was certain leafy greens that people smoke a lot in California, if you catch my drift. So it was growing everywhere, like giant bushes of, let's say, Bob Marley fuel. Yeah, so Bob Marley fuel was growing everywhere. Snoop Dogg would feel right at home. So there was this battalion moving through the jungle. They come across this field of Bob Marley fuel, and they immediately, the whole battalion was kind of like younger guys with like the older, like old sergeant. No funny games, just strict, GI Joe, kind of guy. Just like do as I tell you to, or else you'll be scrubbing the floor with your toothbrush. So they come across this field. It's the guy, the unit sergeant, the commanding sergeant's older, and the whole unit had a older commanding sergeant, was kind of less in his own kind of world, and it was all about military. And it was funny because it was like the guy was out there. So when they enter the field of Bob Marley fuel, people just start shoving they start cutting stalks of it and shoving everywhere. Now, the old commanding sergeant, he said he's always telling them to camouflage better, blend in better. You're gonna get shot if you do that. He's always saying stuff like that. And it is war. You should camouflage. You won't get shot if you camouflage. But so these guys start shoving, giant bushels of, let's just call it M, or Bob. We'll stick with Bob Marley fuel. So they start shoving these giant bushels into their shirts, into every pocket, into their packs, into everywhere they can keep it, because there was so much of it. It was huge bushes of Bob Marley fuel. So if you don't know what Bob Marley fuel is, it's what Snoop Dogg always smokes. So yeah. If you don't know what that is, I don't know how to help you. But so the commanding sergeant turns around and expresses his gratitude and says, "I'm so proud you guys finally are starting to camouflage, are listening to me, and I'm so glad you decided to camouflage better." And they all look at him and go, "Yeah." Sure, that's what we're doing. Yeah, right. We're certainly not just loading up on some, at the time, very illegal plants, The guy turns around and says, "I'm so glad you guys finally decided to camouflage better, like I've been telling you to." I guess that is what they're doing. They're camouflaging into the Bob Marley field. I thought that was a really funny little short story to tell you guys. I noticed a lot of people most commonly watch up until the 13-minute point. So 13, 14 minutes. So I figured I'd make shorter videos so you guys, don't lose interest so easily. But yeah, so the that was that was a little bit of a funny story. So this one was actually told to me by a very old World War II vet, and I since then have not heard from him. I don't really have his contact info. I just ran into him on the street and had a conversation, and he told me the story. And I thought it was kind of interesting because my great grandfather served in Vietnam, and my grandfather served in the army in World War II. So it was kind of interesting to hear a little Vietnam story, and there's not really anyone around from the Vietnam era anymore. But it was kind of it was a funny story when I heard it. So I hope you found it funny as well. Um, so yeah, and that was a common thing people did back in the day. Back when you were able to take war souvenirs home and they didn't really check your bags, people would bring all kinds of stuff home. They would bring poppy flower. If you don't know what that's for, good for you. They would bring poppy flower. They would bring big green leafy plants that Bob Marley likes. Yeah, the feel good plants. I guess poppy flowers do that too, but it's they would also bring things. The reason they started restricting military from bringing the reason they started searching bags and they don't allow war souvenirs anymore is it's kind of frowned upon now, and also the ATF doesn't like it, mainly because a lot of people bring guns back. So that was a little bit interesting. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this story, a little short story. It's not too long, but yeah. Let me know in the comments down below what kind of stories you like. Do you like short stories, long stories, wilderness stories? What kinds? True stories, scary stories. I always love doing scary stories. But other than that, just let me know and like, subscribe, share these videos with your friends and family, and share these stories, and spend some time camping. Go spend time with family. It's a fun thing to do. Other than that, have a nice day.